It never fails. The second I press record, even though I ask Felix 100 times, do you want to come in this room with me? He says, no, I don't want to come in with this room with you. He jumps all around the house. He acts like he's ready to play. He says, I don't want to do it. The second I come in here, he tries to get the door, snouts, and then he's pissed off and sitting outside the door like, she doesn't love me. It's without fail. Like, it's almost comical how often this happens. I can hear him now tippy toeing outside of one of my doors. Anyway, there is a theme for this week. There is a theme for the day. This is an important lesson and one that needs a little bit of validation. I struggled with this myself for a really long time. I felt so alone in thinking that this is like exactly how things are going to be. I'm the problem. I felt like this for years and years and years, and I don't want you to have to feel that way. So I'm going to allow you to watch this video and just feel a little bit better and meet yourself where you're at. The lesson is there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. And how many times as you're watching this video have you said to yourself, oh, there must be something wrong with me. I'm not normal. Everybody else is normal. I'm not normal. Like, I'm not like anybody else. I'm broken. There's something wrong here. I'm the problem. Or alternatively, there could be like a lot of victim mentality happening wrapped up in this as well. Like, the world is happening to me. Everyone treats me like shit. Everyone takes like a giant heaping, steaming caca on me. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I do know where I'm going with it. But I mean, victim mentality is of the same mindset that there's something inherently wrong with you, and that's why people are treating you like garbage. But you have never been the problem. You never have been and will never be the problem. Have you made decisions that might not have been in your highest and greatest good? Yeah, probably. We're human beings. We all make mistakes. We all make messed up decisions. But keep in mind too, like, the decisions that you made in your life have been a direct result of the knowledge and information you had at the time you were making them. So if you didn't have all the facts, or if you were in some way trying to fulfill a need, because keep in mind too, some of these mistakes we make in our life and some of these decisions that we get hard on ourselves for, like, I should have known better, and then you should all over yourself. A lot of the time it's us doing this because we have some sort of unmet need that we're trying to get from somebody else. And in an attempt to fulfill that gap, to fulfill that need, we make questionable decisions. But again, that's not because you are a problem. That is because there's something missing in your life, something you weren't given as you were a child, as you were growing up. And I know I reference childhood a lot, and I've worked with a lot of clients who don't particularly have a lot of childhood trauma that they would categorize as big T trauma, like didn't suffer from neglect or abuse or some of these big guys. But there's this conditioning and this belief that they're not good enough. And that comes from supposed to culture. And that too is traumatizing. Supposed to culture tells us that we are not good enough just as we are, that we have to try to adhere and conform to a set of specific standards. And if we don't conform to said standards, then we're made to believe there's something wrong with us. And what that ends up doing is it has us gaslighting ourselves and questioning what we know to be true reality on a heart and soul level, because we have been told and fed all this garbage. This is the way you're supposed to be. This is the way you should be. And if you follow this particular path, it will lead to eternal happiness. But that isn't always the case. And we know that because I have so many people in the community, my clients, and my personal life, where they are so unbelievably unhappy and they do not understand why. And again, this leads to feelings of like, what is my problem? Why do I feel like this? I have everything I could ever want. I did every single thing I was told to do, and yet I still feel so bloody and happy. There's got to be something innately wrong with me, and it's got to be my problem. And maybe if I just work a little harder, hustle a little harder, do more, be more, strive for more, then maybe I'll get there. Maybe I'm just like right at the finish line, and I just need to keep on pushing, keep on going, to the point where all of us empaths are completely burnt out. We have compassion fatigue. We don't even know what to do with ourselves because we have been trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. But what we have been trying to do, because we feel like we are the problem, there's something wrong with us, is trying to put a square peg into a round hole. And the harder you try, like, think about that. Like, if you actually think about trying to put a square peg in a round hole and how much work it would take, and maybe you try and stop being a square. You're like, I'm not going to be a square at all. I'm going to just like shave some edges off, and I'm just going to like try and make myself a circle. And if I could just be a circle instead of the square that I am, then maybe things will feel better. And think about how much energy that burns, as and if you know anything about energy, it is finite. We don't have unlimited amounts of energy in a day. Think about it like a bank account. If you have $100 in your bank account, that's all you have. Same with energy. If you have 100 units of energy and you're trying to use like 200 or 300, you're going to be in overdraft. And if you're in overdraft, you're inevitably going to burn out. And again, this doesn't make you problematic. This is systemic. Supposed to culture is systemic, and it starts that pressure to conform. And again, this isn't just societal expectations. This comes from your parents, from your community, from the people around you, from your friends, from your bosses in the school system. Don't even get me started on that. Everyone is trying to tell you how you should live your life. Follow this one path, do these specific set of things. And that starts from the minute you exit the womb. Maybe you have a few, a little bit of time there where you get to just be a kid and have tap into this imagination and, start to explore the world in a way that feels really innate and intuitive to you. Perhaps you get to do that when you're quite young, maybe under 1. But the second you start walking and the second you start interacting with the world, that's when the conditioning starts. That's when it begins, and it doesn't stop. So of course you're going to think, and of course it's going to be your brain there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. I'm not happy, which is what makes breaking up a supposed to culture and doing the work that we do within this community, doing the work I do with my clients, that's what makes it so vital and what makes it so important. Whether or not you've had trauma in your past and you're dealing with that, or whether or not you're dealing strictly with the repercussions of living a life in accordance to somebody else's model and in accordance to somebody else's values, told you that these are now your values. That's why it becomes so important to break down the foundation, to look at and take a look at all of these values that are a part of you now, some of which have been indoctrinated, meaning they've been passed on from generations to generations. Are these values something that holds true to me, or are these values that someone else gifted me and I've spent my entire life trying to adhere to these values, but they've been so out of alignment that there's no possible way that I could even begin to align with these values. So why do I continue to try? And it's okay to say that. It's okay to look at some values that your parents gave down to you and indoctrinated to you and say, this doesn't work for me anymore. And I'm going to take what I believe and I'm going to move on and I'm going to evolve and I'm going to only continue to fight for the values that actually mean a lot to me, that feel intuitively good for me and are part of me on a heart and soul level, my actual authentic blueprint. And that's what doing this work and the journey to worthiness is all about, is reconnecting to your authentic blueprint as opposed to following the blueprint of other people. Because the second you start going on your own path, things start to align. It's almost incredible the way things line up for you. And that's how you know. The more challenging things are and the more you feel like you're the problem, the more that's a signal from the universe that says you are not in alignment. There's some work that needs to be done here. Inventory needs to be done here. And it's your signal, something's got to change. And that's when you start saying things like, enough is enough. I am ready for this. Enough is enough. It is okay for you to not live a life as predicted or as dictated by everybody else around you. It is okay to want to live that authentic blueprint of your own. And it is okay to take steps towards being more in alignment with that. So that's all I have with you today. I didn't realize that this was going to be an apple box day, meaning I was going to just stand on a hill on an apple box and sing to the heavens or into the ethers, whatever resonates. Take with it what you will. Anyways, I'm going to eat some food, but I hope you have a marvelous day. And if you have any questions for me, as always, I am right here. I'm one little message away. And with one message, your whole life can change, and I can say that confidently because it did for me. Without that one phone call, I wouldn't be here where I am today. So keep that in mind and I'll chat with you soon. See if I can find the end button today. Where's my mouse?